What if improving your overall health could be as simple as adding a few plants to your living space? I'm not talking about expensive supplements or a complicated wellness routine. I'm talking about nature's quiet healers, working silently to support your well-being while you go about your day. From reducing stress and boosting mental clarity to improving sleep quality and supporting respiratory health, the right indoor plants can make a real difference. Today, we're exploring 9 indoor plants that can genuinely transform your health, and you might be surprised by how accessible and affordable they really are. But before we begin, let me know, what indoor plant do you already have at home? Share it in the comments. Whether it's a small plant on your desk or a large one in your living room, I'm curious to know. So, let's get into it. Let's start with a plant that does something most people don't even realize is happening in their homes. The peace lily. You've probably seen these elegant plants with their distinctive white blooms in offices and homes everywhere. But here's what most people don't know. Peace lilies are absolute toxin-fighting champions. NASA actually studied this plant specifically. They found that peace lilies remove benzene, formaldehyde, and trichloroethylene from the air. Now, if those chemicals sound scary, that's because they are. Benzene comes from furniture polish, detergents, and tobacco smoke. Formaldehyde hides in paper towels, facial tissues, and plywood. Trichloroethylene? That's in varnishes, adhesives, and paint removers. The thing is, you probably have all 3 of these chemicals floating around your home right now, and you don't even know it. Your furniture is off-gassing formaldehyde. Your cleaning products are releasing benzene, and all of it is accumulating in your indoor air. This is where the peace lily earns its keep. Those broad, dark green leaves aren't just pretty, they're working around the clock, pulling these toxins out of your air and breaking them down. It's like having a silent air purifier that never needs a filter change and actually looks beautiful. But there's something else the peace lily does that's equally important. It naturally increases humidity. And here's why that matters. Dry indoor air is brutal on your sinuses, your throat, and your skin. It's also a major trigger for headaches that people can't seem to shake. By releasing moisture into the air through its leaves, a peace lily helps create a more comfortable breathing environment. Now here's the practical part. Peace lilies are ridiculously forgiving. They'll actually tell you when they need water by drooping their leaves slightly. No guesswork involved. Just keep them in indirect light. Water when they droop, and they'll keep cleaning your air for years. One peace lily can make a noticeable difference in a bedroom or office. But if you really want to maximize the air cleaning effect, consider having one in each room, and your lungs will thank you. But if peace lilies handle formaldehyde and benzene, what about a plant that tackles an even broader range of toxins? Let's talk about number 2. Number 2, Areca Palm. Imagine having your own personal tropical air purification system sitting in your living room. That's exactly what you get with the Areca Palm. This isn't just a pretty plant that makes your space look like a vacation destination. It's a humidity powerhouse that transforms dry, stale indoor air into something you actually want to breathe. Here's the science behind it. The Areca Palm releases more moisture into the air than almost any other common houseplant. We're talking about natural transpiration that can genuinely change the feel of a room. During winter months, when your heating system is sucking every bit of moisture out of the air, an Areca Palm pushes back, releasing water vapor through its leaves and creating a more comfortable environment. You know that scratchy throat you get when you wake up in winter? Or those dry, irritated sinuses that make you miserable? A lot of that comes from breathing bone-dry air all night long. An Areca Palm in your bedroom can actually reduce those symptoms significantly. It's like having a humidifier that never runs out of water and happens to look absolutely stunning. But the moisture isn't the only benefit. Areca palms are excellent at removing common indoor pollutants like formaldehyde and xylene. Xylene is particularly nasty. It comes from markers, paint thinners, and even cigarette smoke. If someone in your family smokes, or if you've recently painted, an Areca Palm can help clear those chemicals from your air. The visual impact can't be ignored either. Those graceful, arching fronds create this sense of tropical calm that genuinely affects your mood. There's psychological research showing that having plants with flowing, natural shapes in your environment reduces stress and creates a sense of peace. An Areca Palm delivers that in abundance. Now, caring for an Areca Palm requires a bit more attention than some plants on this list. It needs bright, indirect light. Think near a window but not directly in the harsh afternoon sun. Water it regularly to keep the soil consistently moist, but not waterlogged. If you live in a particularly dry climate, occasionally misting the leaves helps keep it happy. The payoff? One mature Areca Palm can effectively treat the air in a 200 square foot room. That's the size of many bedrooms or home offices. For the air quality improvement you get, the care requirements are absolutely worth it. Speaking of plants that deliver major air cleaning power, let's move to number 3, one that combines toughness with serious toxin removal. Number 3, snake plant. Here's where things get really interesting. The snake plant, also called mother-in-law's tongue, which honestly might be the worst plant name in history, does something that most plants don't. While typical plants release oxygen during the day and carbon dioxide at night, snake plants flip that script. They release oxygen at night. Think about what that means for your bedroom. Most people spend 6-8 hours sleeping, breathing in a relatively enclosed space. Having a plant that's actively producing fresh oxygen while you sleep can genuinely improve sleep quality. Better oxygen levels mean deeper, more restorative sleep. Your body literally functions better when it has adequate oxygen. But the nighttime oxygen production is just the beginning. Snake plants are absolute champions at removing toxins: formaldehyde, benzene, xylene, and toluene. Toluene hides in nail polish and paint thinner. The snake plant quietly removes all of it. There's something almost meditative about the snake plant's appearance too. Those tall, upright leaves with their distinctive striped pattern create visual order. In a chaotic world where everything feels messy and complicated, having something so structured and clean-lined in your space provides a sense of calm. And get this, NASA included snake plants in their famous clean air study specifically because of how effective they are. The care requirements are almost embarrassingly simple. Snake plants thrive on neglect. Seriously, water them sparingly, maybe once every 2-3 weeks. They prefer indirect light but tolerate low light better than almost any other plant. Forget to water them for a month? They'll forgive you. Try to kill them with kindness by overwatering? That's pretty much the only way they die. For busy people, forgetful people, or anyone who wants air purification without the fuss, snake plants are absolutely perfect. Put one in your bedroom, one in your living room, maybe one in your home office. Each one is working constantly to improve your air quality while asking for practically nothing in return. Number 4, bamboo palm. The bamboo palm brings a touch of tropical elegance while quietly working overtime to clean your air. Unlike actual bamboo, which can be invasive and aggressive, the bamboo palm is a true palm that stays manageable indoors while delivering serious air purifying benefits. So yes, it does what a good indoor plant should do. The difference starts to show when you look a little closer. By now, we've already seen how indoor plants quietly manage everyday air issues inside a home. The bamboo palm handles that same baseline work, reducing common indoor pollutants like formaldehyde, benzene, trichloroethylene, xylene, and toluene, and keeping the air from feeling stale. But where the bamboo palm really separates itself is that it doesn't stop there. It goes further by actively giving something back to the air itself. That something back is oxygen. The bamboo palm is unusually efficient at oxygen production, ranking among the highest of common houseplants. The reason is built right into its shape. Those feathery, arching fronds create a wide surface area, allowing photosynthesis to happen more intensely throughout the day. And the more photosynthesis that's happening, the more fresh oxygen is quietly released into your space, hour after hour. There's another major advantage most people don't think about: safety. Unlike many popular air-purifying plants, including peace lilies and snake plants, the bamboo palm is non-toxic to cats and dogs. That makes it an ideal choice for pet owners who want cleaner air without added risk. And then there's its low-light superpower. Bamboo palms are natural shadow dwellers. In the wild, they grow beneath taller trees, which means they can thrive in low-light corners where many other plants struggle to produce oxygen. Care is straightforward. Provide indirect light, keep the soil lightly moist, and give it a bit of consistency. In return, the bamboo palm can grow 4-6 feet tall indoors and steadily improve the air quality of a medium-sized room. One bamboo palm is enough for a living room or large bedroom. High oxygen output, powerful toxin removal, pet safety, and low light adaptability, all working together to make this plant a true indoor air cleaning powerhouse. Number 5. Dracaena Marginata. The Dracaena Marginata, with its spiky leaves edged in dark red, looks like it means business. And when it comes to air purification, it absolutely does. This plant is particularly aggressive at removing xylene, trichloroethylene, and formaldehyde from indoor air. Xylene is everywhere in modern homes. It's in permanent markers, paint thinners, varnishes, and even some cleaning products. Long-term exposure to xylene can cause headaches, dizziness, and confusion. The Dracaena Marginata specifically targets this chemical, pulling it from the air and breaking it down. What's fascinating about Dracaena plants is how efficient they are. Those thin, pointed leaves have a surprisingly large surface area for their size, which means maximum air contact and maximum toxin absorption. It's like having a highly specialized air filter that happens to look like a piece of modern art. The visual impact of the Dracaena Marginata is hard to ignore. Those dramatic architectural lines create focus and energy in a space. Unlike plants with soft, flowing leaves that create calm, the Dracaena brings a sense of structure and intention. It's perfect for spaces that need a boost of energy rather than pure relaxation. Many people find that having a Dracaena Marginata in their workspace, home office, or study area helps them feel more focused and alert. There's something about that upward, reaching growth pattern that psychologically encourages ambition and forward movement. Sounds a bit out there, but the number of successful people who keep Dracaenas in their offices suggests there might be something to it. Care is straightforward. Dracaena Marginata tolerates a range of light conditions from low to bright indirect light, though it grows more vigorously with better light. Water when the top inch or two of soil feels dry. They're relatively drought-tolerant, so if you forget to water occasionally, no drama. One warning, Dracaena plants are toxic to cats and dogs if ingested, so if you have curious pets, either keep it out of reach or choose a different plant. For air purification combined with striking visual presence, the Dracaena Marginata delivers on both fronts. But what if you want a plant that's equally effective, but with a completely different vibe? Number 6. Philodendron. The philodendron is that friend who makes everything look easy. It grows enthusiastically without demanding perfection, looks beautiful without any fuss, and cleans your air while asking for almost nothing in return. If plants could be personalities, philodendron would be the laid-back, helpful neighbor everyone loves. Here's what philodendrons do exceptionally well. They remove formaldehyde from the air. But they also handle smaller amounts of other volatile organic compounds that accumulate in homes. VOCs come from everything: air fresheners, cleaning products, new furniture, even your printer. They build up gradually, and most people don't even realize they're breathing them constantly. Philodendrons tackle this problem with their large, heart-shaped leaves that provide substantial surface area for air purification. And because they grow so readily, producing new leaves regularly, you're constantly getting expanded air cleaning capacity without doing anything extra. The psychological benefit of philodendrons shouldn't be overlooked either. There's something inherently friendly and welcoming about their appearance. Those heart-shaped leaves create positive associations. Our brains genuinely respond to shapes in nature. Having plants with soft, rounded leaves has been shown to reduce stress and create feelings of safety and comfort. Plus, philodendrons are incredibly forgiving. You can grow them in low light, medium light, or bright indirect light. They adapt. Forget to water them? They'll droop a bit to remind you, then perk right back up when you finally remember. They're the plant equivalent of a golden retriever, enthusiastic, forgiving, and always happy to see you. Many people grow philodendrons as climbing or trailing plants, letting them spill over shelves or climb up moss poles. This versatility makes them perfect for any space configuration. Small apartment with limited floor space? Let a philodendron trail from a high shelf. Got a blank wall that needs life? Train a philodendron to climb. One thing to note, philodendrons are toxic to pets if eaten, so keep them where curious cats and dogs can't munch on them. Number 7. Pothos. If there's one plant that refuses to die even when you try to ignore it, it's pothos. Also called golden pothos or devil's ivy, this trailing beauty is practically indestructible while also being a formidable air purifier. Pothos specializes in removing formaldehyde, carbon monoxide, and benzene from indoor air. Carbon monoxide is particularly concerning. It can come from gas stoves, furnaces, and car exhausts seeping in from attached garages. While a pothos certainly can't replace a carbon monoxide detector, it does help reduce background levels of this dangerous gas. But here's what really sets pothos apart. It thrives in conditions that would kill other plants. Low light? No problem. Forgot to water it for weeks? It'll sulk a bit but bounce right back. Inconsistent care? Pothos just keeps growing. This resilience makes it perfect for beginners, busy people, or anyone who wants air purification without the pressure of perfect plant parenting. There's something psychologically powerful about having a plant that's so forgiving. In a world where everything feels fragile and temporary, pothos represents reliability and resilience. It's a living reminder that some things can thrive even when conditions aren't perfect. That's a pretty valuable metaphor to have growing in your home. The trailing vines create beautiful visual flow too. Many people let pothos cascade from high shelves, creating green waterfalls that soften harsh architectural lines and make spaces feel more organic and alive. Those heart-shaped, variegated leaves catch light beautifully, creating dynamic visual interest as they grow. Here's a cool trick. Pothos is ridiculously easy to propagate. Just cut a stem below a node, stick it in water, and it'll grow roots within a couple of weeks. This means you can easily create multiple plants from one, spreading air purification throughout your entire home without spending extra money. Care couldn't be simpler. Medium to low indirect light works perfectly. Water when the soil feels dry an inch or two down. That's it. The plant does the rest, growing enthusiastically while continuously cleaning your air. For sheer value, air purification, visual beauty, psychological benefits, and zero stress care, pothos is hard to beat. But what if humidity is your main concern? Number 8 specializes exactly in that. Number 8. Boston Fern. The Boston Fern is a humidity powerhouse wrapped in delicate, feathery fronds. While it requires a bit more attention than some plants on this list, the payoff in air quality and humidity control is absolutely worth it. Here's what makes Boston Ferns special. They're exceptional at removing formaldehyde from the air. They're actually one of the most effective plants for this specific toxin. But the real magic is in their humidity production. Boston ferns release more moisture into the air than almost any other common houseplant. Why does this matter so much? Dry indoor air isn't just uncomfortable, it's genuinely harmful. It dries out the mucous membranes in your nose and throat, which are your first line of defense against airborne viruses and bacteria. When those membranes dry out, you become more susceptible to colds and respiratory infections. Dry air also causes or worsens sinus problems, makes skin dry and itchy, and can trigger headaches. A Boston fern actively combats all of this by continuously releasing moisture through its fronds. It's like having a beautiful natural humidifier that never needs refilling. For people with respiratory issues, asthma, chronic bronchitis, or just general breathing discomfort during dry winter months, a Boston fern in the bedroom can make a noticeable difference. That added moisture helps lungs function more comfortably and can reduce nighttime coughing and throat irritation. The visual softness of Boston ferns is calming too. Those delicate arching fronds create a sense of gentle movement and natural flow that's inherently peaceful to look at. There's something almost meditative about a healthy Boston fern. It invites you to slow down and appreciate natural beauty. Now, the care requirements are more demanding than, say, a snake plant or pothos. Boston ferns need consistent moisture. Don't let them dry out completely. They prefer indirect light and higher humidity. But here's the thing. Once you get into a routine with a Boston fern, the care becomes second nature. And the benefits to your respiratory health and overall air quality are substantial enough that many people find the extra effort completely worthwhile. If you're dealing with dry sinuses, respiratory discomfort, or just want to create a more humid, comfortable environment, A Boston fern is an excellent investment. And if you can keep one thriving, the sense of accomplishment is real. Boston ferns reward good care with lush, abundant growth that's genuinely beautiful. Number 9. Rubber plant. The rubber plant doesn't mess around. With those thick, glossy leaves that look almost artificially perfect, this plant is built for one thing: survival. And lucky for us, part of how it survives is by aggressively removing toxins from its environment. Here's what makes the rubber plant particularly valuable. It's exceptionally good at removing formaldehyde from the air, constantly being released into your home at low levels. Long-term exposure to formaldehyde has been linked to respiratory issues. The rubber plant tackles this problem head-on. Those large leaves have a massive surface area for absorbing chemicals from the air. The plant then breaks down these toxins through natural processes, rendering them harmless. It's essentially filtering your air continuously, 24 hours a day, without any input. But there's something else happening with rubber plants that people often overlook. They have this grounding presence. In our constantly connected, always stimulated world, having something so solid, so substantial in your space creates a sense of stability. It's like nature's way of saying, slow down, be present, everything's going to be okay. That might sound a bit abstract, but think about it. When you're stressed or overwhelmed, being around nature helps, right? The rubber plant brings that calming natural energy indoors in a way that's hard to describe, but easy to feel. Care-wise, rubber plants are remarkably forgiving. They tolerate lower light conditions better than many plants, though they thrive in bright, indirect light. Water them when the top inch of soil feels dry. That's usually once a week or so. Don't overwater, and they'll keep growing and cleaning your air for years. One thing to watch for: rubber plants can grow quite large if you let them. That's actually a good thing for air purification. Bigger plant means more air cleaning capacity. But if space is tight, you can absolutely keep them pruned to a manageable size. The thick, waxy leaves also naturally repel dust, which means less allergens floating around and easier maintenance for you. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss future videos on creating healthier, more beautiful living spaces with plants.